good morning. Okay, so we have great music. Check. Amazing interviews.
Check.
Awesome personalities.
Check.
And we are number one. Hey.
Checkmate.
Every single morning.
It's mid-December and the clock continues to tick down to the end of the year. Great things ahead. And we have so much in store for you on Wake Up Nigeria.
Good morning and welcome. It's another exciting edition of Wake Up Nigeria. And my name is Titilayo Onyison.
Mine is Mike Messikeno. We're streaming live at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook, it's at TVC Connect. Send in your comments.
Yes, indeed. Please.
Of course.
Social media is waiting for you. Connect with us with our hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC.
Our app is also available for you to download. It's available on Android and iOS store. You can watch us, interact with us from anywhere in the world once you have internet connection.
So everybody is connected right now, especially online, and we help to connect people as well. When it comes to birthdays and celebrations, it happens just once a year, but we help you connect with your loved ones right here on TV.
I love it. I love birthday shout-outs, eh?
Yeah.
So sometimes maybe birthday shout-outs, you just come to the studio and you just dancing for us on your birthday. But hey.
And our first musical performance on the show today is coming from singer-songwriter Smack B.
Give me the sweet side, 'cause babe, I'm addicted and I'm still falling for
Thursday, and our tech discussion today would be on the fourth industrial revolution. Dr. Debo Awosheni will be here to talk about how it is creating new forms of labor.
Yes, indeed, the tech revolution. And then we have another musical performance. We'll be joined by Afro hip-hop singer and songwriter, performer Gasti.
Thursday, and you know how we do it on Thursday, book chat. We'll be joined by novelist and the author of the book Sons of a Priest, Odili Ojubwonu. And I'm looking forward to what this book is all about.
Interesting cover there, very interesting. And for a beautiful and soulful rendition of Christmas carols, we'll be joined by the Bethesda Home for the Blind. They performed here before, and this season we just wanted to hear their voices once again.
I'll be ready. We still live in yesterday, ready today to waste away, but nevertheless.
And finally, we have Chukwunoye Mascot, the current Mr. Tourism Nigeria. If you want to tour Nigeria, this guy might just be the best guide you need.
Mr. Tourism Nigeria. Now, there are quite a lot of pageants these days, especially involving men, which is, I find it interesting that the men are now jumping on that pageant train. You know, it was all about the ladies before.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
was.
but now the guys are, you know, they're we're appreciating that men can also be beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Choice of words.
Yeah.
No beautiful man should come near me.
Okay. Oh, wow.
You are beautiful.
Interesting. So what were you
That's
up
just
to?
where it ends. So.
What were you up to yesterday?
That's just where it ends. Let me just say it again. You fuck calm beauty.
Yeah.
Don't call. Okay. So yeah, you were like, well, I was up to yesterday.
Yeah.
Wednesday. How was that Wednesday, sir?
Yesterday was football day now.
Oh,
I called Mike. Mike was not,
man,
he was not in the mood to
something
talk to me.
something all broke my heart yesterday. But hey, come on,
What
of course,
broke
it
your
was champion. It was still football. Don't worry. What happened? We cannot talk about it here, but you know.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know. But but yesterday was quite a restful day, you know. So of course, people have come not to expect me on Wednesdays, and that's good. So it was before I was on Wednesday. Oh Mike, why are you not on the show?
Wow.
So Wednesday was good to watch you guys and all that. So it was a restful day. Restful day.
So we had, you know, some really interesting conversations yesterday, and I know we're going to be having some really great ones again today.
You guys spoke about it. Talking about beauty pageants. You guys spoke about Miss South Africa winning.
Yeah, so I was going to mention that in our coffee,
Miss, what?
in the kitchen.
Miss Universe or Miss World?
Is actually
Miss Universe.
You know, I know.
So
you know.
Miss Universe 2 years ago was actually South Africa.
South Africa, yes.
But she wasn't
Representing
Black African.
African, yeah.
So she was white African. So well, Caucasian African, let's say.
Yes.
But So this particular girl, the video of what she said
Yes.
about young children, young girls
Young African
being
girls.
given the opportunity to lead
Yeah.
was what made everybody sit up and like, wait, who is that girl again? Wait, who is she? And she had been modeling for quite a while. She has so many campaigns out in South
Very
Africa.
good thing about it.
And she's
she was,
really good.
Yeah, when she even won Miss South Africa, so when she was even contesting for Miss South Africa, so there was talk like, she's not tush enough, she's not
pretty enough.
she doesn't have that finesse and all of that, that punish and all of that. But hey, come on, man, with her Team Natural, she ain't got no wigs like this lady here with
Who
me.
is this?
Team Natural,
this one?
like so. I was proud. It was a cool moment. So
Say we that were wearing wigs now,
Interestingly,
we now have
she was
problems.
roommates with Miss Nigeria
Oh, she was.
at the pageant. Yeah.
so Nigeria, what's happening now? South Africa 1, Nigeria 0 on that one.
Wow.
So yeah,
Really?
you guys, I should visit South
But I
Africa
think
soon.
What she stood for was really inspiring because
Okay.
there are a lot of African girls now who lean towards having human hair. Oh no, please, I'm on Team Natural. My hair is natural.
No, that's not what I'm laughing at.
Whatever
That's
it
what
is
I'm
you're
laughing
laughing at, I
at. Something
refuse to
happened.
accept.
South Africa now wanted to use that chance to throw a shot on
Throw a
Twitter.
shot. Was it?
Ogoni, we keep. If I say, I can't say how we kill them on air. Because if I say it,
You know what?
war can start between
We'll
Nigeria
still
and
get
South
to talk
Africa.
about it another time. But congratulations to Miss South Africa, who became Miss Universe, making Africa proud once again. We're going to take the news update now. Ibrahim, take it away.
Mike, did I hear you say you want to visit South Africa soon?
You want to join me?
No, I wish you best of luck, man.
You want to join me? Brian, let's go.
We'll go some other time, bro. The House of Representatives has summoned the Minister of Labour, Employment and Productivity, Chris Ngige, and Minister of Power, Saleh Maman. These in a bid to avert the strike by the National Union of Electricity Employees. The lawmakers expressed worry that if the strike is not averted, there will be economic consequences. The National Union of Electricity Employees earlier commenced an indefinite strike after the expiration of the 21-day ultimatum it issued the federal government. The workers in protest blocked the main entrance of the Ministry of Power and locked out some of its staff. The electricity workers are protesting the non-payment of severance packages for members who were affected by the unbundling of Power Holding Company of Nigeria into 11 electricity distribution companies. Recall that the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, earlier called on the executive to declare a state of emergency in the power sector. Meanwhile, residents of Gombe are now feeling the heat of the industrial action embarked on by the National Union of Electricity Employees. Electricity consumers who approached retail outlets were also turned back. Although the union chairman of aggrieved workers in Gombe says that he did not direct his members to shut down the distribution network, Gombe Town has been without electricity since Wednesday morning.
There's a certain amount of pension deducting from the salary every month, which we expected they would be remitting to the PFA. So more than 2 years now, they'll be deducting from our salary, that's not be remitting to the PFA. Then we're still pressing that most of our staff, they've downgraded without any justification. We are asking why.
It was spoiled. I don't know how we will do it. Or we eat it all. Things that are supposed to eat it in a month now, how can I eat it now?
This is the Gombe head office of the Jos Electricity Distribution Company. It is shot with placards and leaves plastered all over the walls and the gates. Some of the personnel who spoke with me off camera explained that their grievances includes casualization of staff, outsourcing and not payment of allowances and bonuses. They say that this strike is indefinite and they would not resume until their grievances are addressed. One thing is certain, that residents of Gombe and other major cities may have to be put in perpetual darkness until these issues are resolved. Landry Adeyemi, TVC News, Gombe.
And Vice President Yemi Osinbajo was the presiding officer at this week's Federal Executive Council meeting in the absence of President Muhammad Buhari. The council meeting granted approval to a project that will manage an automated gateway platform for the issuance of import duty exception certificates as well as vehicle identification and registration number. While the Federal Ministry of Works got an approval to resolve conflicts between existing contracts and to rescope those contracts so that roads can be completed.
In the process of these exemptions, for a couple of years, we realized that government was actually ceding quite a significant amount of revenue through this process. And because the process was largely paper-based, we got approval today to automate this process, to enhance efficiency, to block possible leakages, and also to reduce the amount of time that the ministry takes to review this exemption request and provide the necessary approvals.
Because we were not changing the contract price, but we were changing, reassigning responsibilities. So because it was an existing council approval, we couldn't vary it in the ministry. We had to come back. So that's one. The other was the approval of two routes, the Taguaye-Karasa road to Doguwa in Kano for 8.436 billion, and the Alkalere to Futuk road in Bauchi State for 32.015 billion.
These 15 vehicles, which essentially are meant to improve mobility. You will know that, or you recall that essentially NAFDAC is a regulatory agency and has a lot to do in terms of field work.
Also on Wednesday, senators received the 2020 statutory budget proposal of the Federal Capital Territory Administration. This was contained in a letter sent by President Muhammadu Buhari requesting the National Assembly to consider the 2020 budget proposal of the FCTA. On other demands, the Senate chamber referred President Buhari's request to confirm Mohammed Nami as chairman and 13 others as members of the Federal Inland Revenue Service to its Committee on Finance. It's also referred the request for the confirmation of Edward Lametek Adamu as chairman, Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, to its Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions.
Pursuant to sections 121 and 299 of 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, I forward herewith the 2020 statutory budget proposal of the Federal Capital Territory Administration for the kind consideration and passage by the Senate. While hoping that this submission will receive the usual expeditious consideration of the Senate, please accept the single Senate President the assurances of my highest consideration. Yours sincerely, Muhammadu Buhari.
That's the news update. That is our weather update is next.
All right, so we're going to start with the Punch newspaper this morning, and it has this headline. It says, why Aisha moved against Shehu, others. Cabal stopped NTA from airing president's wife's airport interview, apparently. It says here, right beside the masthead, rights abuses were not answerable to US, UK, says presidency. Reps summon Ngige, others over electricity workers' strike. Right beside the photo story here, it says on 338 million naira fraud, court rearraigns ex-Lagos speaker Ikuforiji and aide. Drama as NSA, IG disagree on Kogi Bayelsa polls. It says here also court sacks Orni's second in command, orders replacement. On the robbery scare, Ondo banks shut, customers lament. And I'll wrap it with this one. Electricity consumers lodged 297,897 complaints in 6 months. That's a lot of complaints.
A lot of complaints.
And I don't even think that's, that's even
all
enough. I don't think that's all of it. Those are the lodged complaints. It says, yeah, that's how we'll wrap it up on the cover of the Punch.
Okay, so taking the cover of Vanguard here. At the top, we have the photo of Aisha Buhari, and we have disquiet in presidency as Aisha Buhari bombs Garba Shehu. Now, you can see that on page 8. And then we have Senate to federal government states declare emergency on unemployment now. You can see that news on page 5. Now, we have an infographic story here that shows the highlights on unemployment in 2019 and underemployment in 2019. Now, you can see the proper chart that shows everything there. To the right, we have blackout looms as electricity workers shut discos and gencos. Under that, we have court sacks Obalufe, orders Oni to install Elugbuji as new monarch. To the left here, I have Showare's rearrest. Will probe alleged invasion of court by DSS, says AGF. You can see that on page 9. I'll just take the last one here. At the top, we have Olufason. The mayor talk, even in jest, of a third term for President Buhari debases the people of this country. That's what I'll take for Vanguard for now.
We also have the Guardian newspaper here, and the headline is interesting. It says, crack in presidency as Aisha Buhari lashes out. First Lady accuses presidential spokesman of sabotage. Opposition parties back Aisha, say president not in control. Aides issue conflicting statements over Major General title. Lawyers criticize leaders' disregard for human rights. Now that story starts there on the cover and wraps up on page 6. It says here just under the masthead, Senate moves for compulsory payment of unemployed graduates. E-voting long overdue, INEC chair Yakubu insists. Sanwo-Olu threatens to ban NURTW in Lagos. Only a threat. Okay. Stepfather, 6 others allegedly, oh goodness me, allegedly gang rape, infect minor with HIV in Yobe. Oh my goodness. At the bottom of the page here, it says, no state government can alter minimum wage law, federal government declares. And it also says why negotiation at state level is delayed by NLC. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
You know, that just got me feeling some type of way. But moving on to the cover of This Day. Now, at the top, we have senators seek 20% of federal budget for constituency projects. Call for state of emergency on unemployment. I think it's interesting that we are actually addressing unemployment. I hope it's taken seriously. Moving on, we have federal government response to public outrage. Probes DSS invasion of court. It also highlights, reaffirms commitment to rule of law. Presidency pledges to uphold free speech, free press. Says no to newspaper can change Buhari's official. Says no newspaper can change Buhari's official designation. At the side here, we have APC governors renew moves against Oshomole. Push for Yari as replacement. That's it for the cover of This Day.
We have the Nation newspaper next, and this headline is one I've been looking forward to seeing for a while here. On the strike, electricity workers target transmission station. Interesting, because I did note that yesterday, there was just no electricity at all. There wasn't even a blink in my neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
So this information I know people will be looking out for. It says union members picket power ministry, reps summon ministers, PENCOM boss. Now, what are the issues? It says non-payment of severance package to retrenched workers since 2013. It also says non-payment of salary arrears to NUEE members, illegal transfer of union proprietors to investors, retrenchment of staff by power firms, not allowing workers to unionize by some power companies, failure of some discos to remit deducted contributed pension funds to workers. All right, so I'm just going to round up with that. That's what we have on the cover of The Nation. Yeah, so I think we might need to stock up on some fuel then, yeah?
Yes.
We don't know how long this is going to last.
Yeah, and
hopefully they'll resolve it very
hopefully. I'm hopeful about that.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be back. We have the traffic updates after this.
Morning, welcome to Traffic Reports. Now, we all know how the traffic can be this season, but I am going to do my best to make sure that I help ease the traffic for you. But remember that this is the December period, so a lot of people are on the edge because of electrical issues, traffic issues. So let's just try to be the bigger person and the better person on the road today. Okay, so I'm taking my first trip from Ojodu Berger all the way to Marina. So if you're traveling this route this morning, it's going to take you approximately 51 minutes. That is not bad at all. Okay, so now we're starting from Ojodu Berger all through Ogunusi. Now that is clear all through till you get to the express through Alausa. Oh, this is interesting. It's all clear till you get to Motorway Center. That's Motorway Center is still clear up until you pass Oworo and you start to climb the Third Mainland Bridge, which is kind of expected at this point. Now, you should be in a thick traffic for about 20 minutes, but it starts to ease up as you're descending the bridge. And we have a free-flowing traffic. When you the part where you can see the UBA big building, it's free-flowing. Oh, thankful. And it's free-flowing up until, there's just a slight point when you're descending the Marina Bridge, which is kind of expected because of buses packed at that point. But you should get to your destination after Marina in good time. Now I'm going to go to Mike and Titi. I'm sure they have some routes for us while I look for other routes.
So it's December period. So I would love to. The roads, really, there's quite a lot that the government is doing now. The state of emergency, we've seen it come to, fruition and all of that. And I would say that people should be careful on the roads, man. This is the time. There's been a movement by LASMA, and it has to do with underage driving, drinking and driving. This is a period, so do be careful on the roads, okay? All right.
And of course, don't engage in drinking and driving. Don't engage in underage driving either. And if you see someone underage driving, if there's a way to find a way to caution them, you should take that opportunity.
If you see them, you'll be looking for them while you're driving.
No, the interesting thing is you know when a driver is underage. You know, you just know. We have some reports here, but they're not as recent as we would like. But from a few minutes ago, it says Ikeja along via Abeokuta Expressway to Maryland is free. But then quite a few complaints as well. It says here, according to Olumabs, long hours at work, plus Lagos traffic, plus road rage, plus anger. No good night rest because no electricity supply equals frustration. I don't know. So a lot of people have their complaints, as always. We give people the opportunity to vent their anger.
NEPA is trending also. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, it is.
But hey, of course, you got any updates for it?
Yes, now I'm taking the route from Aja all the way to Bonny Cantonment. So now this should take you approximately 55 minutes if you set out now. So if you're coming out from Ado Road, now we have free-flowing traffic, but when you get to, I think, the Hope Metal Construction area, there's slight traffic at that point. And then we have slight traffic at about the that link of the Ado Road where all the turns meet. So now there's slight traffic at that point, which is expected because some people might not want to give way for it. But remember that we're on a mission today. Nobody is going to get us angry. We are going to be the bigger person. Now, when you come out of the turn, is True Jubilee Bridge. It's free-flowing, thankfully. Free-flowing when you pass, free-flowing all the way till you get to the Mobile Estate Road axis. Now, there's slight traffic at that side. Now, the slight traffic goes up until you get to, where the FCMB, the popular FCMB there is. Now, from that point, it begins to be free-flowing. So, thankfully for you, free-flowing through Berger Road, free-flowing through Sterling Bank. If you know that axis, well, you know where I'm talking about. Now, when we get to the at about the VGC area, yes, now we have slight traffic. That point is usually a thick point, but thankfully it's not thick traffic, it's just slight traffic. So that should take you at about maybe 5 to 7 minutes, and you come out of that, and then you have free flowing again till we get to the Ikota axis where there's the O&O petrol station. So now that's slight traffic as well. So I think we should expect pockets of traffic at points where roads meet is pretty expected at this point. Now we have free flowing all the way through to the Chevron side. There's free flowing, and okay, I'm sure it's pretty expected. Agungi, thick traffic. Ikate, thick traffic. Tickle Bay, all the way down to phase 1, but I'm sure you will do just fine. And remember, today we're on hashtag Wake Up Nigeria. Tell me how you are being the bigger person on the road. So I'm going to join Titi and Mike in the kitchen. I'm sure Mike has a lot to tell us as usual.
I don't know.
Yeah, Mike always has a few things to say. Always has quite a few things to say. So hashtag PHCN, hashtag NEPA, both trending. At number 1 and number 2 trends in the country. And that is a big deal. And it's not sponsored trend. You know, when they say sponsored trend, there's always that you're wondering whether they planned this kind of trend.
What?
NEPA and PHCN trending. Then also hashtag blackout trending.
Oh, wow. Was it really that bad yesterday?
It was really bad yesterday. I was just like, let them bring the light, let them bring, you know. But I guess these electricity workers are serious. On the cover of one of the papers, we saw the whole list of issues.
Yes, issues they have.
Since 2013. Some people have been owed money since 2013. It's just, it feels a little alarming that they had to come to this. But it also feels like because of the season, they like targeted this particular period.
Yeah, because this is the point that the people in power would actually listen to them, because everybody should be at home this holiday season. So if there is no light, they will definitely get their attention.
Yeah, true.
It's sad that at this stage of our nationhood, we're having these kind of issues, like as if we're just giving birth to. I mean, really, NEPA. Like, if we could just have, even if it's just that, like, money has been pumped. So, Nigeria made me feel like, can money solve power problem? But money has been pumped in at different times by different administrations, and we're still here.
Okay, so there are a lot of people that you know, so if you're an entrepreneur, if you go for all these entrepreneurship trainings and seminars, and they tell you, they ask you, okay, so what are the issues you're having building your business? One of the first things people say is, no electricity. But then the trainers, the speakers will tell you, you know what, we've been going through this forever, aren't we over it? But the mindset I have is, imagine how far we've actually come as a nation with electricity issues. Imagine how far we could go if we didn't have them. You know, nations like the UAE, etc., they've come so far in such a short time. And I'm just trying to imagine if all the money being spent on fuel, on generators, on maintenance of these machines, if it had been redirected into things like education, you know, things like healthcare, imagine how far as a nation we would have gone. Probably wouldn't have lost a lot of our doctors to other countries. You know, wouldn't have lost some of our brightest minds who are feeling limited because of electricity challenges. They can't grow.
Speaking of electricity challenges, like I said, was it that bad? Because now I live in a fully serviced estate. Now, so I do not even know. I didn't know there was
What's fully serviced estate?
Meaning that we have 24 hours power supply.
Who's giving you the
now I'm headed somewhere. Now, so if I can live in an estate that has 24 hours power supply, means that it is possible in this country to have 24 hours power supply.
Well,
it depends.
Is it actually?
Because if this is.
Is it from the power grid, or is it generators servicing the entire estate? That's the thing.
Or turbine or something.
Or something.
No, but whatever it is.
You don't even know what it is.
No, I just know that I pay. I know that the
That's
generators
cool. I like that.
run from a certain time to a certain time. But my point is, if I have uninterrupted power supply because this estate organization or whoever owns this estate has seen that, okay, in order to get people to stay here, I have to attract them with something. This is not even government, do you get? So my point is, if someone can do that, that means it is very possible for for the government, which even has more funding than an individual, to make this happen.
Okay, so I'm not sure if you can assume that the government has more funding than a private company. Because I don't want to even ask.
Assumption, Titi.
I
Let's not
wanna
even go
say-
there. They do. It's
This
one
is
has been
government
pumped.
we're talking about, a country.
Billions of dollars
Okay.
have been pumped into them, but which we know have been used for billions. So let's not even start that one now.
estate is not a nation of
Let's not.
millions
Let's
of
not even
I'm
start.
saying that if an estate,
possible, yeah.
if, for example, Titi, you own your estate and you invest in this estate so that the people there can even tell their friends that, oh, you should totally move to my estate because we don't have power issues. That's like a huge attraction. Do you get
I've moved now.
Speaking of moving to your estate, any
moved,
extra
I've
room
moved.
you have?
I've
If
moved.
there's extra room, you know, we can come and
I should rent.
please come and rent out a room, please,
But
so
yes,
that
there's
we
a
can
possibility.
come and iron.
So now the issue now, they've threatened the strike, but there's the issue that the discourse are talking about is that the national grid has broken down, or there's a fault with the national grid, because you have states or whole regions who are experiencing this blackout. So we don't know if the national grid that has broken down, if it is due to sabotage or if it is planned breaking down, or it just broke down by itself. Because now you now say you want to strike, and then the national grid has now broken down or whatever and all of that. So we don't know. It seems as though the national
But you
grid.
know, one unfortunate thing is, now that there's blackout, sometimes I feel like the wrong people are affected. Now, the average Nigerian is affected, but the average Nigerian really can't do anything. The people who would do things are the people who have 24 hours power supply. I'm not
Yes.
talking about myself.
No, but that's the
yes.
truth. So
they
the people
don't
they're
even
trying to
experience
reach,
these things.
they don't know it's happening
Exactly.
because they're in service departments, service estates, and
They
in
are
the end, the only way the message can get to those people is likely through social media, which is why people are talking
And
about it at this
speaking
level.
about social
Do you
media,
want to see some of the tweets?
Oh, no, not even that.
that's
There's-
just,
so on our next banter, I'm going to talk about the social media bill, which is past its second hearing. And if something doesn't happen, some days you will just not have internet.
Well, you know, we are media now, so we might have a media.
Oh,
yeah,
there's
we'll
a
find
penalty
way.
for people.
I will take a break now. Don't go nowhere. We're back. There are still performances and much more to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tokwe is about to tell us what we have coming up next. Hello, Tokwe.
So, Mike, you know when you said you've not taken a picture with, say, outfit and the background? You know, I was imagining you being in an outfit and the same background, like probably just your head.
Stop
Okay,
imagining.
now our first musical performance on the show today is coming from singer, songwriter, and performer Smack B. Hey, Neon Queen.
Hello, good
How
morning.
you doing? I love
I'm
your
good.
hair.
Thank you very much.
So, what are you performing for us this morning?
I'm going to be performing my new single, Eligible. It's not out yet. It's not even been mastered, but I'm going to be
You're
performing that.
performing it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to blow us away with Eligible and show
Yeah.
us how eligible we are.
And it's unpredictable like a weather forecast. Oh, baby, I've invested so much emotions. I'm broke, baby. Loving you has become a luxury. My eyes filled with stress again.
So what would you do if you had the power, like a genie, to grant one wish today? Would it be selfish or would it be selfless?
Well, one thing about a genie is that it's 3 wishes. It's not just one. Okay, one.
That three wishes is calm. Your first wish can be I want 100 more wishes.
Really?
But
That's the kind of thing you would wish for.
Yeah, definitely.
Goodness. While we'll be thinking about our wishes, we've seen some of your wishes already online from a post we posted yesterday. And I'm going to be reading some of those wishes out soon enough.
Okay.
But we're glad to be able to grant some wishes to you. We've been putting them together, carefully. And we have a beautiful show just for you.
All right, disclaimer, please. on that picture that they asked for wishes, it was Tokwe, Titi, and Yomi. I was not, there's a reason why I was not there in that picture that day. Don't come and wish and come near me.
Wow.
These three of them, they ask for a wish, so wish on them. Their gene is there.
Whoa.
Of course, it's your Premier Family Breakfast Show.
Okay.
Wake up, Nigeria.
Mike, I've never seen anyone that runs away from challenges like
Challenge
that.
go.
Can't you surprise us? I say, you know what? For not being in the picture, I'll just give like 5 fans, 5 tickets to
Yes,
this
so.
dirty December concert. Surprise us this December.
Mike, surprise us.
Talk about what you're saying.
Forget it. If
Know
you're
me and
waiting
you
for
know what
gift from
happened.
Mike, don't
Know me and you know what
bother.
happened in the evening, right?
Wow.
So,
Wow,
talk about-
Mike.
We
Wow.
will, so-
We're on live TV. Don't do that.
Okay.
It's the second hour of the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't worry, ignore our internal banter. My name is Titi Lyle.
I'm Mike Messikino. We're streaming live at tvcentertainment.tv. You can also be a part by sending your comments with the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yes, so those comments, we actually really appreciate seeing them. It makes us feel like you're giving us a warm hug from your houses. Use our app. Download it as soon as you can from Android and iOS stores so that you can watch us from anywhere
Around the world. Of course, there's still more to come on the show today. And the kitchen, chef, we're expecting Chef Oluchi. She'll be here very soon. She's not yet here, but
Yeah.
I'm sure definitely something's going to be happening. I should be
Something
the one with
sweet.
her.
Something sweet.
No,
cake.
Mike.
She's
All right,
I bake
Chef.
cakes.
Oh, it's been a while.
Yes.
Her decorations are off the hook.
Yes, so she
Off the
actually
hook.
teaches that stuff. She does tutorials on it, so she's really good.
Okay.
And we can't wait to see her. We also have a tech segment with Mike, and he'll be joined by Dr. Debo Owusheni, who will be talking about the 4th Industrial Revolution and creating new forms of labor.
Yep.
Employment.
Of course. A musical performance will be coming up after that second one. We had a wonderful first musical performance. We'll be joined by Afro hip hop singer and songwriter Gasti.
Wow, it's Thursday. On Thursdays, we have Book Chat. On Book Chat today, we'll be joined by multiple award-winning novelist and author of the book Sons of a Priest. Odili Ojubuono is going to be in the building.
And for a beautiful and soulful rendition of some Christmas carols, we have the Bethesda Home for the Blind Choir. They will be with us. They've been with us before, and we're looking forward to their sonorous voices.
We still live in yesterday.
Finally, we have Chukwunonye Mascot, the current Mr. Tourism Nigeria. I love his costumes in these images. That's well, I say I love the costume. Yeah. It's the costume I said I like. Now,
And I'm
what
hailing
happened?
you.
And why would you hail?
I didn't say I like what is under the costume, even though what is under the costume is nice. But
go
the
ahead.
costume is what I said.
Yesterday, we were having an interview.
reporting?
Yes, we were having a chat with Mr. Universe. Titi, on live TV, said, please, can you take off your shirt?
Wow. Did he
Now
take it off?
He has home training.
We have to be sure it's not Photoshop.
Some
we have to be sure it's not.
So I'm working on it. The day I have all those kind of business, I'll not be wearing shirt. I'll just be walking. So how will I go to the gym,
And go through all
spend
that.
all the time, then I'm going to spend, and then I'll now wear shirt and I'll be going on the road. I will not wear shirt.
That's what I don't get it.
But I know there's somebody that after joining me to South Africa, he will join me to the gym and we'll be walking on the road the same way. Ibrahim, of course. Ibrahim.
Yeah.
We'll get ready for the gym before we hit South Africa, right?
Well, I'll think about it. Welcome to the news again. The House of Representatives has summoned the Minister of Labour, Employment and Productivity, Chris Ngige, and Minister of Power, Saleh Maman. These in a bid to avert the strike by the National Union of Electricity Employees. The lawmakers expressed worry that if the strike is not averted, there will be economic consequences. The National Union of Electricity Employees earlier commenced an indefinite strike after the expiration of the 21-day ultimatum it issued the federal government. The workers in protest blocked the main entrance of the Ministry of Power and logged out some of its staff. The electricity workers are protesting the non-payment of severance packages for members who were affected by the unbundling of Power Holding Company of Nigeria into 11 electricity distribution companies. Recall that the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, earlier called on the executive to declare a state of emergency in the power sector. Meanwhile, residents of Gombe are now feeling the heat of the industrial action embarked on by the National Union of Electricity Employees. Electricity consumers who approached retail outlets were also turned back, although the union chairman of aggrieved workers in Gombe says that he did not direct his members to shut down the distribution network. Gombe Town has been without electricity since Wednesday morning. Also on Wednesday, senators received the 2020 statutory budget proposal of the Federal Capital Territory Administration. This was contained in a letter sent by President Muhammad Buhari requesting the National Assembly to consider the 2020 budget proposal of the FCTA. On other demands, the Senate chamber referred President Buhari's request to confirm Mohammed Nami as chairman and 13 others as members of the Federal Inland Revenue Service to its Committee on Finance. It also referred the request for the confirmation of Edward Lamitek Adamu as chairman, Assets Management Corporation of Nigeria, to its Committee on Banking, Insurance and other financial institutions. Now, outside Nigeria, the UK will go to the polls today for the country's third general election in less than 5 years. Polling stations in 650 constituencies across England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland open at 7 Greenwich Meridian time. 650 MPs will be chosen after first-past-the-post system used for general elections, in which the candidate who secures the most votes in each individual constituency is elected. Elections in the UK traditionally take place every 4 or 5 years, but in October, MPs voted for the second snap poll in many years. It is the first winter election since 1974 and the first to take place in December since 1923. Chilean officials say they have located debris believed to be from an Air Force plane that went missing on Monday. They said the wreckage was found floating 30 kilometers from where the C-130 Hercules cargo plane with 38 people on board last made contact. The wreckage was spotted in a body of water known as Drake Passage. The plane was en route from Chile's southern city of Punta Arenas to Antarctica. 3 of the passengers on the plane were Chilean soldiers. 2 were civilians employed to carry out work on the military base. 1 was a student and the remaining 15 passengers were members of the Air Force. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is expected to hold the final vote to acquit President Donald Trump should he be impeached. The Constitution mandates 67 votes are required to convict the president and remove him from office, but many consider these as a barrier too high to be reached in this case. Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts would preside at the trial in place of the president of the Senate Vice President Mike Pence. The Senate Majority Leader says the Senate would have 2 choices after hearing opening arguments from the House impeachment managers and the President's Defense Counsel. That's a news update for this hour. Stay tuned for sport.
Alrighty then, we're in the kitchen and in the Christmassy mood to make something sweet with the one, the only, Chef Oluchi. She's back.
Thank you so much.
She's back. Whenever she's around, our sweet tooths, is that a word, tooths? Our sweet teeth? I don't know how to coin it. We just start salivating because you have something sweet to show us.
Yes.
What are we doing today?
All right, so in the mood of Christmas, we're having a Christmas-themed cake, just to give us an idea of what we can do to decorate our Christmas cakes. So we already have this cake here.
Yeah.
It's been filled already.
When you say filled, what do you mean by filled?
Okay, filled with the buttercream in between the layers.
Okay.
All right, and then we have a chocolate and red velvet cake, 4 layers of chocolate and red velvet cake.
Okay, so I said I was salivating, but I just want to know the ingredients of the filling itself.
Okay, the ingredients for the filling, it's butter, you have icing sugar, you have your margarine, and then you have flavor. Any flavor of your choice is fine.
Okay, beautiful.
Yes.
All right, so what's the first thing we need to do now? I've seen that you've layered the cakes on top of each other. They were obviously all the same size, but what's the next move?
Okay, the next move is to trim the cake so that everything is, flush, is trimmed and equal in the size when you look at it. So we have to take off this excess and ensure it's even.
Go ahead. Show us how to trim.
So you wash your hands, place your hand right on the cake, and then with your trimming knife, you move around the cake.
Okay.
Now this doesn't come as easy as it looks. So you need to master the skill so that you don't chop off more than you need. So you place your knife flat on the cake, on the body of the cake, and then move in a zigzag motion slowly. All right. And then you have to go round.
So this knife actually looks kind of like a saw. It has like a very serrated edge.
Yes.
And I've never seen this type of knife before now, I have to say. So this is a specific knife for this job?
Yes, it's a serrated knife. We call it a trimming knife. If you see, yeah. So it has to have that edge, it's got the serrated edge, so you can cut nice and fine. I prefer the small tooth ones, the smaller ones, yes.
Okay. Now, the cake itself, does it have to be warm for you to cut it easily, or does it have to be cold?
Okay, personally, I work with it when it's just when it's cool, totally cool, okay? But some people find it easier to carve or to trim when it's, you know, very cold, when it's frozen.
Oh.
So, but either way works fine. Whatever works for you is just cool.
And the cake doesn't have to be a particular texture, you know, so because there are different types of cake.
Yes.
It looks very moist to see. Like it looks like it's very soft and fluffy.
Yes.
But if it's too soft, doesn't that mean that it might not stand so well? I don't know.
Okay, it might not stand, but the trick to doing that, working with soft and moist cakes, is to have, like for me, I bake a day ahead, so it has time to sit and firm up a bit.
Okay.
Before, yeah, it also helps the flavors to sit in very well, so it enhances the flavors. So you bake a day ahead, and that's fine. Yes.
You're making this look so easy. But I know that if I tried this, I probably would mess it up. So what's the next thing we're going to do after this? We're going to take a break while we do it, but what are we doing?
All right, the next thing is to crumb coat the cake, just to lock the crumbs in before we do the final coating.
Beautiful. All right. While we do that, we're going to be taking a quick break. It's about 7:30, people. We'll be back after this.
Welcome back. It's Thursday and it's our tech discussion. Prior to this time, of course, we've had Dr. Debo Awusheni in the house and we're talking about the fourth industrial revolution. Well, today on the show, we're moving forward from where we stopped the last time and we're talking about the jobs and the opportunities that the fourth industrial revolution will create and how to get yourself prepared for them. It's great to have you, Dr. Debo. You are welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Great.
Good
Welcome.
morning.
So, yes, I put up that video on my page and a number of people were, they were awed and enlightened by that video when we spoke about the fourth industrial revolution. Let's just have a very fast recap what the fourth industrial revolution is and what it's all about. Just a very fast one.
Okay, so the fourth industrial revolution is a use of emerging technologies, to drive production. Okay, so I remember that the last time we stopped by saying that what we're doing hasn't changed.
Okay.
But how we do what we do is what is changing.
What is changing.
Okay, so take, for example, we go to school. We've not stopped going to school.
Okay.
We've not stopped studying.
True.
But how we go to school, how we study is changing. So before now, school, when you think about school, you think about a four-walled, building, and then you have a classroom, you have desk and
blackboard
and all that. That's the traditional concept of what a school is. But today we have schools without borders, we have online schools, we have, so
like VR to learn and they're getting into an environment. You take the whole class into a particular environment.
Thank you.
Via virtual reality and all of that.
Thank you. So when you also talk about, medical field, those days when you want to perform surgical operation, you talk about a theater where you see nurses, doctors going and do all that. But today you have robots that can perform surgical operation, from a distance. So you don't really have to, more like a virtual kind of operation. And we also talk about changing of body parts, that today you have systems in place that can allow you to print using 3D technology to print out different kind of body parts, and then you do those transfer without necessarily pulling it out from another person. So how we do what we do is changing. What we're doing hasn't actually changed.
Okay, so how do we prepare for this? We're speaking about new forms of labor. How do we prepare for what is coming? Because in fact, it's already here.
Yes.
It's what's coming, but it's going to become more prevalent and all of that. How do we prepare for this?
Okay. So, statistic has it that within the next 5 years, by 2025 precisely, we're going to lose over 5 million jobs to automation. So
Worldwide.
it means, yes, so it means that automation, which is actually the order of the day now, so you have systems, processes being automated, things that human beings are doing right now, I mean, will become automated. Just think about it. Think about so many things that we're currently doing. I mean, is what we are even seeing happening now. So we see today, we see robots that go to war rather. I mean, you see robots. You have autonomous cars, or what do you call it now?
True.
So we are
self-driving
cars, and so that means as a driver, really, there's no job again for a driver. By the time we have okay, so the question now is, how do I remain relevant
exactly.
in the next 10
years,
15 years? Okay, so I think the first question you ask yourself is, what amount of thought, thinking, creative thinking goes into what I do today? Okay, my task today, are they repetitive enough for a robot to take it on? So if whatever you are doing today is something that is repetitive, there is no amount of, sufficient amount of thought that goes into it, creativity that goes into it, then, your job is a candidate for automation.
This is the first time I'm hearing this, and it is very, take what he said now, the level, but you see, when I think about the advancements in artificial intelligence, it's scary because now you have artificial intelligence that can think creatively.
Yes. So, and then just take over. It's called machine learning. So you have different scenarios, and then the machine will learn whatever you are doing, and then the job is over. So what are the things that we need to start doing? Now there are certain skills that we need to begin to build, and some of those skills involve ability to think critically, ability to solve complex problems. People management skills too is important.
Yes,
so
because that one is one that is,
so managing people, managing things and all that. So those are the things. And then we also talk of interdisciplinary skills. So it means that you are not just focused on one kind of discipline. So an example will perhaps be a software developer or a coder, for example. So a software developer can work anywhere. You don't have to, wherever you can, you fit into agriculture, you fit into governance, you fit into health, you fit into everywhere. So also these other skills that I mentioned earlier. So these are the things that we need to start looking at as an individual. Now, as a nation, I think we've seen improvements. We've seen tech hubs here and there. We've seen government trying to partner with private sector to do things. Okay, but I think we can do more, okay? Especially when it comes to STEM, So science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So we need to go deep into the grassroots and allow these kids that are coming up to, train them, catch them young. I don't know how many schools today offer coding as a subject. And if you go to places like China, India, you see a kid of 5 years, perhaps even 4 years, writing real codes.
Real codes.
No, so if somebody that is just 4 years old can write codes, can talk to machine, can do machine learning and AI, then you can imagine what that kind of a person will do when he's 20 or 24. So those are the things that we need to start doing. We need to also put this into policy decision, especially government agencies, see how to drive this into grassroots. Yes, I know as a nation we have bigger challenges, but then again, we should not allow these to
make us lose sight of what is in front
because the first, the second, and the third industrial revolution, just as we said the last time, it appears Nigeria wasn't really pick
Wonderful,
up on
Dr.
time.
Debo.
And then this is here again. So
I
we
wish
need
we
to
had
start
more
doing
time to
something.
talk about this. Dr. Debo, on social media, how do people, for people that want further learning and all of this, how do you, are you on social media? How do we get in touch
Well,
with you?
I'm on social media. I'm on tweet_Debo.
Okay.
That's my social media handle.
Debo.
And then
All right.
Debo_INST. That's
All right.
my
All right.
Instagram
All
handle.
right.
And I have a website too. Adebowale.owosheni.com. Adebowale.owosheni.com.
Wonderful, wonderful. I'll put out this video so you can get all of this information. Thank you so much, Dr. Debo. We'll still keep in touch. I know something good is happening, but thank you so much for being a part of our show.
Thank
all right,
you.
that's it. It gets me excited, scared a little bit, but excited also at the same time. All right, let's head over now. We have a performance. Tokwe, are you the one with the performer? That should be...
No, it's me. Yes, and a very handsome, tall gentleman he is too. I'm very glad to be here. You know why? Because Iwaeni Olufisayo Olamide, a.k.a. Gasti, is an excellent songwriter and performing artist. Now, he's a product of years of practice and personal development. He provides a brilliant Afro-pop vibe, and he has that special ingredient that makes you stay wanting more. Now, this is his debut on TV when it comes to interviews. So I'm so pleased to be the one talking to you this morning.
Thank you very much.
Gasti, right?
Yeah, Gasti.
Gasti. All right, so who are your inspirations behind your music?
Let me start by saying the great Fela Kuti.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of foreign music as well, so I like the Fugees. I love Nas because I'm a big fan of rap music as well.
All right then. So we can't wait to hear you perform. And the name of your song is?
Confidential and Balance.
All right. So let me get out of your hair. It's all yours.
Anything we do confidential, it's confidential. Better select them. You feel me, you no go regret them. Your body they make man they mental. Anything we do confidential, it's confidential. Only wanna, baby,
Odili Ujubonu is a multiple award-winning novelist and advertising copywriter. Now, he is the author of the non-fictional book Sons of a Priest, a testimonial of past students of Christ the King College, Onitsha, under Reverend Father Nicholas. Now, let's have a chat with him. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good to have you here.
Thank
I
you.
must say, people have to write about me like this. I mean, this was really inspiring to read. But I would like to know what inspired Sons of a Priest?
Well, Sons of a Priest is a collection of experiences.
Yes.
And there's so many stories of things that happened while we were in Christ the King College.
Yeah.
And people that are around us, our parents, our brothers, our sisters, even our neighbors, you know, had stories about what happened in CKC because of this very single and very important character named Reverend Father Nicholas Chukwuemeka, officer of the Order of the Niger. He was so interesting that even people selling things around the school, they knew him. You know, taxi drivers that crossed the front of CKC, you know, knew him because Father Tabo could stand in front of the school and wave a taxi down. Take my children, they want to go watch football.
Oh, wow.
And the vehicles will line up and take the students to watch football. That was how important the kind of power and influence and impact he had on his city. So over time, I felt that how could a single person do this to a lot of people? And this story is not being told, you know, and these stories are only told in corners and crevices, you know, across places. So I thought that, okay, let me first of all do my own story.
Okay.
Then I did my own story. Then I called a couple of other people, and then I did like I did a kind of I tested the waters,
Yes.
and everybody wanted to tell the story, just like that. That was how. Then I did a document on everybody.
Okay, so now
said,
in the course of my reading,
Yeah.
there were just a bit of pages that I had my interest in quite a lot, but this, I had to keep this here so I could remember. So now, this is from Ephraim Ifech I hope I get it right,
Yeah,
Ifecho Okpokpo. And he was in House St. William from 1966 to 1967, and St. Michael from 1970 to 1970. Now, this was a very long time ago, and it's really interesting to know that now there's memories. Children now and from many, many more generations would actually be able to know about a Father Tagbo who they never got to meet. But now he shares his experience and says, we had moral instruction as one of the subjects taught. One had to prepare very hard and revise the previous lesson notes. A question asked by Father and not answered correctly was bound to attract 6 strokes of the cane. One must strive to answer all the questions to avoid the discomfort of the lashes. So I can see that Father Tagbo here was definitely a disciplinarian.
Yeah, he always had his cane, on the sleeve of his soutane,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you do anything, you just pull it out. Like that,
so the moral instruction, because I know I can't remember moral instruction in my curriculum in secondary school. Was it just applicable to CKC or in...
No. Most Catholic schools, is a standard in most Catholic schools. They teach moral instructions. But CKC is peculiar with CKC in the sense that it's part of the CKC brand. Reason is that Christ the King College was formed as a school where both students that will become leaders were trained, and students that will become priests were trained.
Oh.
So to become a priest, they have to shape your moral nature. And to be a good leader, they have to shape your moral nature.
We have a host of leaders that came out from the school.
That's as a result of that.
Yes.
And the school was built on the tripod of Bonitas, Disciplina, Scientia, which means goodness, discipline and knowledge. And to be able to achieve goodness, CKC emphasized moral instruction. Because it's through moral instruction that you can make somebody good. You have to take care of your physical self, you have to take care of your inner mind, you have to take care of your relationship with God and your relationship with others. So it is in building that that Bonitas is achieved.
Okay, now still speaking about, in my research, I read that Reverend Father Tagbo died in 2016, but this book wasn't completed then. So how was it having your chat with him? Because I read in the course of this, in the book, that you had an interview with him. Now, how did he receive the idea of having a book written about people's experiences with him?
In fact, a lot of people accuse me that I probably made him go because of the excitement he had after knowing that his sons, are now ready to tell the world about him, because he was very, very excited. And you can imagine he died 2 weeks after we had this interview.
2 weeks?
Yes, so we went to see him with our concept document, and then he read it and said that that's very good. Then he went into his, he was sick, very sick, but he had to call the person taking care of him to help us get something. He started giving us some materials and some pictures and told me, please make sure you return them back to me. But we were able to return it the next day, And so I was lucky. That's the only thing I can say. I was just fortunate because if we didn't see him 2 weeks after, we wouldn't have been able to extract that interview from him. So that was one of the greatest gifts we got from him before the book was done.
Okay, so now how has Father Tagbo's existence in the school shaped it even after because you told me that he retired from the school in 1985. Now, from 1986 till date, is the school still standing as strong as it was during his time in moral instruction and its proper form, or has it changed a bit?
One of the good things that happened to Christ the King College is having a very vibrant and strong Old Boys Association. We have a very strong Old Boys Association that's global. So, and the old boys are always interested in Christ the King College. Even when I was in Christ the King College, when Tagbo was my principal, it was owned by the government.
Oh, okay.
But the old boys influenced, positive, positive outcomes, in the school. But luckily, as you know, during the Peter Obi administration, you know, who, fortunately for us, was one of our old boys, you know. Missionary schools were returned. Dennis Memorial Grammar School went back to the Anglicans. Yes. Christ the King College returned to the Catholics, and other schools that are owned by missionaries were returned to them. And the school is now back in the hands of the Archdiocese of Onitsha.
Oh, okay.
And interestingly, the current Archbishop of Onitsha was a student of Christ the King College under Reverend Father Tagbo. You know, so it's the school has not lost anything when he left, because if you read the interview I had with him, he said that there's a formula which was handed over to him by Father Brawley.
Yeah.
So, and that's him is being used, you know, to run the school. So,
okay. So talking about the book Sons of the Priest now, what were the challenges you faced in accumulating all these experiences together?
Okay, first of all, is that of distance. You know, I had to interview 125 past students of Christ the King College. Yes. You know, and some will be in their vehicle traveling from one part of the country to the other, and then I'll have to record the interview on the phone. Then later we transcribe it, and then we get a story out of it, send it back to the person. The person will read it and said, okay, that's actually what I said. Okay. Then some we sent the soft copies of the documents to, you know, and then they responded. And then, of course, there were a couple of people who didn't see, you know, who didn't really understand, or who couldn't believe that you might be able to achieve something like this, knowing the length of years Tagbo spent in Christ the King College. He was there from 1963 to 1985. Although he had a hiatus period when they had to take him to go rescue a school in some other school, government college, you know. I think, some other place anyway. So that's basically that. So apart from that, the other things there are a lot of things that we're used to. You know, when you're writing a book, you definitely have to research. If you're a researcher, you must find it interesting. If you don't find it interesting, why do it? You know. Yes. So it was fun.
It was fun to do. I mean, it was fun. It was fun to read, I must say. So thank you so much for your time. And Sons of a Priest is definitely a must read. It's first of its kind. I mean, in my little span of reading. Thank you so much, Mr. Odili, for coming on the show. But we will be moving to the kitchen as we are preparing a Christmas-themed cake with Titi and the beautiful chef.
Yes, indeed. And we have Chef Oluchi hard at work here with our Christmas-themed cake. Now, if you didn't watch earlier, she brought in a chocolate and red velvet layered cake, and she has crumb-filled it with icing sugar and margarine.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, I have.
And then she started the piping process, which we said we were going to finish up on set. On air, rather. Okay. And yes, please show us how you
All right, so you just hold your bag.
Yeah.
You fill it halfway and then go around your cake.
You just go around the cake?
Yes, and pipe consistently. So you keep pressing out your icing all the way around. Don't allow breaks in between. And don't leave gaps in between as well, in between the lines.
Okay. So if you didn't catch the ingredients earlier, this is what went into this. Of course, it's a chocolate and red velvet cake. There's, of course, icing sugar. There's egg, sugar, buttermilk, baking soda, cocoa powder, flour, of course, flour, flavoring, icing sugar, margarine, and red food coloring. So, yes, we have piped the cake to perfection. Now we're going to do something else. I know that Chef Oluchi wants to show us something called combing.
Yes, I
right?
will. Yes,
but before we comb, what do we have to do next?
We have to smoothen the body of the cake.
Okay.
Okay. With a spatula. This is called a spatula.
Okay.
That's all.
All right.
So just hold it at an angle and go around your cake to smoothen the sides.
Okay.
And ensure it's even, at least to some extent. Okay.
So you're not essentially wiping it off?
No, I'm not wiping it off. You don't have to exert so much pressure on it.
Okay.
You just do it lightly and ensure that it comes all the way up.
To the top?
To the top, slightly above the top.
All right.
Yes.
So this particular part doesn't have to be essentially perfect, right?
No, it doesn't have to be. Except you want to leave the body smooth.
Okay.
Then you have to perfect it.
All right. So we have about 45 seconds to show the combing process.
Okay.
Yeah, so this you call a cake comb?
A
or
cake comb, yes, that's the cake comb.
I had never heard of a cake comb before today. And this is it. This is what I'm talking about. And it's just white plastic with serrated edges. And yeah, so my first time seeing a cake comb, and I'm going to see you use it. So this is to create some kind of decoration on the sides.
Yes, create some kind of pattern
Okay.
on the sides.
Go
So just
ahead.
go right ahead and
Start to comb the
start
cake.
to comb the cake. So you hold at an angle and move like so.
Okay.
You have to hold at an angle. If you hold this way, you're going to mess up the cake.
Okay.
So you have to hold like you're opening a door, a little ajar off the cake
Okay, I can
at an
see it.
angle and then move around the cake.
Okay.
The thing with combing is that the result doesn't come out just at once. So you have to keep going round. That's the secret. Keep going round until it all smoothens out.
So if I use my normal comb in the house, it cannot
No, it won't work.
It won't work.
This
All
is
right
called the
then.
cake comb.
We have to go, though. We have to go on another break, but Chef Oluchi has promised us the most Christmassy looking cake ever. And hopefully you're learning a thing or two about the cake you're going to be baking at home. I bake cakes. Thank you so much
You're
for showing us
welcome.
this. Let's take that break. Time never seems to be enough, people. I can't believe 2 hours have gone by already. There's still so much more. Yes, so, and as I said a little bit ago, there never seems to be enough time. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
2 hours already.
2 laps already.
Flown by.
It does. It really does go fast, and we're thankful for that because that means that we're probably doing something right. Now, welcome to the third lap of the show. We still have 45 minutes left, and there's still a lot more to come.
I'm sure all the right plans for the festive season are in place for you. And even if you haven't really put them in place, there's still time.
All right, let's kick off with the third lap. My name is Mike Masik.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinso. Please watch us live, tvcentertainment.tv, and on Facebook Live at TVC Connect.
Send in comments. Use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
That TVC app that we're going on and on about, there's a reason. There's going to be so many great things for you to win. And if you have this app on your phone and you've downloaded it from Android or iOS stores, you can watch us from anywhere in the world and win something too.
Talking about winning, man. I love winning. Winning. And yeah, we got prizes for you. But hey, come on. We have a beautiful and soulful edition of Christmas Carols. Today we'll be joined by the Bethesda Home for the Blind. You're already on standby in the garden and rehearsing, looking very, very wonderful, looking lovely there. Whoa, they look lovely.
Damn, can't
lovely.
wait for that performance.
Definitely.
All right. Then we have Chukwunoye mascot, the current Mr. Tourism 2019. All right, he's going to be having a chat with us soon. I'm really feeling those costumes, I have to say.
Sure.
Yeah.
After Bethesda, we're having a carol of 9 lessons today in TVC. And it's open, right? It's open to the public.
Of course.
So you can be a part of it. Just
Annual Christmas carol
Annual.
service.
Your favorite,
Yes.
Mike Mexicano.
Mike, are you a tenor or a falsetto or I don't know which part?
I don't think Mike has
tenor.
any singing. I don't think
I
Mike
was
has
a choir
any
master
singing.
in secondary school.
See,
I'm
Mike.
serious, I'm serious, man.
Mike.
I'm serious, man. We're planning a reunion after 20 years.
You know,
So
we
we're
need to
doing-
write your own book.
Yeah, 20. So
2021.
We don't know how old you are.
Yeah.
This is your age that you've been hiding.
So we're planning 20 years. We're planning 20 years reunion, and man, see my guy. I was a choir master. Forget
I
that
can
time.
only imagine.
If I sing,
Wow. People used to
If I sing that time for you.
People used to run.
If I sing that time for you, when you know it's not this one, but just that time we don't know that singing will be like how it is now. You understand?
You know how I knew Mike could sing?
He can sing?
He actually can sing. I shudder to think how good his voice was before. But the truth is, the reason why I know he can is at Christmas, Mike has this thing where he plays Christmas carols from his laptop back to back. And he just sings them randomly. You'll now be hearing some notes. I'm like, what?
Topilolo.
I'm not falling for this.
Topilolo. Titi is the woman of the moment for now.
For now.
You should take it.
To be in Mike's good graces is, is high praise.
Ibrahim, of course, is on standby. I don't know if Ibrahim has any singing experience there. I think he should. I think he does.
I'm a good rapper. You should know. And I can sing very well. But just like you're shouting, I can sing. I was expecting to hear and, to tell you that, okay, sing. Just give us a line. Let's see how you sound.
Come this evening.
I don't want people to tune away from the show yet.
Oh, okay.
That's why I didn't want him to sing yet.
I see. It's going to affect our commercial value in the station.
Come this evening.
The House of Representatives has summoned the Minister of Labour, Employment and Productivity, Chris Ngige, and Minister of Power, Saleh Maman. These in a bid to avert the strike by the National Union of Electricity Employees. The lawmakers expressed worry that if the strike is not averted, there will be economic consequences. The National Union of Electricity Employees earlier commenced on indefinite strike after the expiration of the 21-day ultimatum it issued the federal government. The workers in protest blocked the main entrance of the Ministry of Power and locked out some of its staff. The electricity workers are protesting the non-payment of severance packages for members who were affected by the unbundling of Power Holding Company of Nigeria into 11 electricity distribution companies. And news just reaching us says that the strike has been suspended. Meanwhile, residents of Gombe had earlier felt the heat of the industrial action embarked on by the National Union of Electricity Employees. Electricity consumers who approached retail outlets were also turned back, although the union chairman of aggrieved workers in Gombe says that it did not direct its members to shut down the distribution network. Gombe town has been without electricity since Wednesday morning. Also on Wednesday, the senators received the 2020 statutory budget proposal of the Federal Capital Territory Administration. This was contained in a letter sent by President Muhammad Buhari requesting the National Assembly to consider the 2020 budget proposal of the FCTA. On other demands, the Senate chamber referred President Buhari's request to confirm Mohammed Nami as chairman and 13 others as members of the Federal Inland Revenue Service to its Committee on Finance. It also referred the request for the confirmation of Edward Lametek Adamu as chairman, Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, to its Committee on Banking, Insurance and other financial institutions. Outside Nigeria, the UK will go to the polls today for the country's third general election in less than 5 years. Polling stations in 650 constituencies across England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland open at 7 Greenwich Meridian time. 650 MPs will be chosen under the first-past-the-post system used for general elections, in which the candidate who secures the most votes in each individual constituency is elected. Elections in the UK traditionally take place every 4 or 5 years, but in October, MPs voted for the second snap poll in many years. It is the first winter election since 1974 and the first to take place in December since 1923. And that's a news update today on Wake Up Nigeria. Stay tuned for weather.
Thanks so much for staying tuned. Now on Wake Up Nigeria, we have a lot of sweet tooths in the studio, which is why whenever Chef Oluchi comes around, it's always a pleasure, always an honor to have her. Now I'm helping her pipe some red icing here. We did promise to have a Christmassy cake. Now, if you missed it earlier, she just finished piping a Christmas tree on the side of the cake, and she topped it with blue at the top. So what's the style of piping you did at the top here?
Okay, it's called a rope piping.
Rope piping.
I did with tip 1M.
Wow, tip 1M.
Okay,
so that's
to attach this first.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness.
You can still get it in.
Okay, fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah,
So right there.
You know the professionals. You know those that are just learners. So I think you need to cut
We'll
this
cut
part.
that off first.
Yeah, so this process is actually a lot more complicated than I thought. Piping icing into a bag. But there's something else you wanted to add to this cake,
Yes,
right?
I want to add some sprinkles to the Christmas tree and then pipe the borders as well, which we'll be doing in red for that Christmas effect. So I just have some sprinkles, some colored sprinkles here, which I would start putting on the tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so complicated. I'm like, why isn't this easier? So she's in almost record time piped cream and blue and green icing, and I'm taking like almost the same amount of time to just put the icing in the bag. All right, so is there something that just comes to mind when you see a cake, you know, that makes you know what to do for decorating it? Or do you go online and look at ideas? What do you do?
All right, so there are a couple of things that are factors for my decoration. So it could be the theme of the party, the event. It could be the season we're in. So like we're heading towards Christmas. That's why I decided to do a Christmas themed cake.
Okay.
All right. So the client can also say, this is what I want to do. Okay, that's fine. I'll just get it out and attach the tip right to it. Okay.
All right. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So sometimes you do go online then?
I do go online to check. If I have no idea of what it is, I do go online. And then if I lack inspiration, I do go online to check what others have done.
All right.
And
So
yes.
let's see if you can pipe some red onto this cake.
All
'cause
right.
We're going to go out to the garden soon.
All right.
But please show us how you are planning to
To
line
do the
that.
borders. All right. So I'll just attach the tip first of all.
Okay, that's what I did wrong. You see? You see?
I'll attach the tip, get the green out because we had some green. Ensure I get it all out.
Okay.
Okay, fine. And then I would pipe the borders. This is my shell tip.
Shell tip.
Yes, I'll just hold it behind.
You need to do it at the side.
Oh,
so
at
that-
the
yeah,
side.
so that we can see.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I would move to the front anyway.
All right.
So let me just start somewhere.
All right. So with the shell tip, is it one of the more common ones, or is it easier to use?
Very common, very common. One of the, yes.
Okay.
And you could do a variety of pipings with it.
So your wrist seems to be moving in a particular way.
Yes.
I wish we could see it better. Do you think you could show us at the side what you were doing?
Okay,
there?
let me do it this way then.
Okay.
This way. So you hold like so and pipe.
Ah, beautiful.
Press and release.
Lovely.
Like so. Okay.
This is something I feel like doing with my kids now.
So we'll pipe all the way to the front.
Okay, now
Yes.
let's see. Is this it? Okay, got it. Yes, so I love sprinkles, and these sprinkles look really nice. And I know that I'm going to assist with adding these sprinkles to that amazing
To the
Christmas
tree.
tree. Yes, so we have it. A very Christmassy looking cake already. By the time we're done with this, we'll have some really great sprinkles on top of it to act as decorations on the tree,
cake, yeah.
right?
Yes, yes.
All right then.
All right, so.
Do you want to start?
I'll start with those ones first.
Okay. So are these all readily available in the market?
Oh, yes, they are. They are readily available. So just go to a cake store and ask for sprinkles. Cake sprinkles.
I've noted that you're just randomly picking them and sticking them on.
Okay.
How am I so sure it'll stay, you know?
Oh, because this is sticky. It's still wet. Okay, you have to do it when it's still wet, when it's not dry yet, because it can dry and crust. So you need to do it when it's still fresh and have it right there.
Okay.
So it's just stick.
So I guess that nice gold star will go to the top of
To
the
the
tree,
top, yes, right there.
Oh, it looks good. I like.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Let's keep. So, you know, I'm going to ask to try this myself, right? I want to try it at least to put one decoration
one
on
of
the tree.
All right, that's fine.
So which one should I go for? Which one should I go for?
The circle.
The circle. Okay, these.
Let me just
What
get
color
this.
did you have in mind? Maybe this silver one. The silver one, right there. Okay. Did I get it right? I did.
Yes, you did.
Aha! That felt very good, very satisfying. So these are all edible. I
Yes,
believe.
they are edible. They are.
So I know that there are a lot of cakes that have inedible decorations on
Okay.
them. So which ones do you favor? Do you favor the edible ones or?
Whichever would give your cake that beauty you want. All you need to do if you're using things that are inedible, you tell your clients, you have to pre-inform them. Okay, that this is not edible.
I can see you with another piping bag.
Okay, yeah, so that's white. I'm trying to do some lines, some other decor on the Christmas tree, but I'll get that fixed.
All right, then.
Yes.
While she's wrapping up with these decorations, we're going to head over to the garden. We're in the Christmas spirit, and we have the Bethesda Choir on standby in the garden.
Oh, thank you so much, Titi. And now I have with me the beautiful people from Bethesda Home for the Blind, and they're our very first choir performing Christmas carols for us this morning. But I have the founder of the Bethesda Home for the Blind, Miss Chioma Ohakwe. Good to have you here, Ma.
Yeah, thank you for
So let's just have a brief chat with you before they blow us away with their magical voice. So tell us, what inspired the Home for the Blind?
Yeah, Bethesda Home for the Blind is non-governmental organizations.
Yes.
Who take care of young boys and girls in our society.
Yeah.
And today we are here to perform Christmas Carol to TVC, to the world, to Nigeria, to Lagos State. And what inspired me to establish this home is that my two elder brothers are blind. My husband, immediate sister, is also blind.
Okay.
So we train them from primary to university. Everything we do there is free of charge.
Free of charge?
Yes.
Oh, that's great. So how has it been managing them? Do you manage them all by yourself, or you have a proper setup?
I can't manage it all by myself. It's individuals, Nigerians, churches, and TVC and other people like us.
Okay, so now I can see the beautiful, delectable Miss Blind Nigeria. Now, if you did not know, we have the Miss Blind Nigeria, and she is here. Tell me, how are you feeling being Miss Blind Nigeria?
Well, I'm very grateful to God, and then I'm grateful to all my friends that supported me financially, spiritually, and otherwise.
Okay. So now you're here performing. How many songs are we getting from you this morning? How many Christmas carol songs?
Okay. 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. This is going to be a great performance. Okay, so I'm going to leave you all to blow us away, as I cannot wait to enjoy the carol mood. Thank you.
Okay, very quickly. Good morning, Lagos. We are going to quickly share some pomo and chicken. This early morning, if you don't have chicken, you manage pomo, and if you don't have pomo, you manage crayfish. Anyhow, it's Christmas season. Good morning, Lagos. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. I wish you 1, 2, 3, go.
I wish you.
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 Everything where you dey find, the God who go give you this year. If you no get chicken, make you manage.
If you no get chicken, make you manage. Shekele, shekele.
If you no get chicken.
Shekele, shekele, shekele.
If you no get chicken.
Make you manage pomo.
If you no get chicken.
Make you manage pomo.
If you no get chicken.
Make you manage pomo.
If you no get chicken. make you manage. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Everything where you dey find, the God go give you this year. If you no get shaking, make you manage. 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 I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Everything where you dey find, the God go give you. 2019, God go give you. He go give you favor and grace. God go give you. In 2019, God go give you. He go give you plenty blessings. God go give you. 2019, God go give you. He go give you plenty blessings. God go give you. What of 2020? God go give you this year, this year, this year. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Everything where you dey find.
Welcome back. Now, did you enjoy that performance or what? I know Tokwe did. She has this huge smile on her face. They have such energy, right?
Yes, they do.
Tokwe.
They just remind you about reasons why you should be thankful for all you have, because they don't even have as much and they're yet happy. And then it just got me thinking about the things I'm bothering myself about when I have so many other things. And we should be grateful. If you did watch the performance, you should rethink your life choices and be grateful.
Yes, yes. There's so many great things about those amazing performers, but hopefully you'll check them out online on YouTube. Check out our handle at TVC Connect to see more later on. Now, when it comes to pageants, pageants have come a long way through the years, and we've seen a variety of them for men, for women, and gradually it's evolved from just having good looks to giving a little more in essence. Now we have Chukwu Nonye, mascot here. He's the current Mr. Tourism Nigeria. He's right here to share his experiences and much more. Welcome, Mr. Tourism.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm fine. I'm better.
You're better.
Oh, what happened?
Before.
You're better than
before. So when did Mr. Tourism happen?
I'm better than before.
Oh, I get it.
Okay.
When did Mr. Tourism happen?
That was on 7th.
7th of December.
Yeah.
Still fresh.
I have a problem with why our male kings don't have crowns.
Honestly.
Like, I can't relate.
Where is that
Why are you
crown?
just wearing sash? See,
Yeah.
in fact, you should make sure that your successor, you make it a point of your duty to get him a crown.
But essentially, you know, because of the tag tourism, you know, it's a different type of pageant.
Pageant, yes.
And when you decided to sign up, what was the reason behind it for you?
The reason for me to come for the contest?
Yes. For the contest.
Okay. Before now, I'm still an artist.
Okay.
Like a musician.
Musical artist. And so, as an entertainer, I believe I should go around everything.
Go around every sphere of entertainment.
Yeah. So it started 2016, and a friend told me, my very good friend, his name is Acharaman. He's also an artist from Imo State.
Okay.
Because I grew up there.
Oh,
so
okay.
he was like, guy, you can do this.
Do this.
So we started buying the costumes because there was a pageantry going on then in Imo State. Opera and Adimo in Imo State. So that was during the time of Rocha Sokorocha.
Oh, okay.
So how did you do in that competition? How did you do?
I did excellently well.
Okay.
Because I went for the audition, I passed, and I went for the rehearsals, and
What did you come? Did you win that particular pageant?
I was the first runner up.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and there was the winner.
Okay.
And he actually gave me something very huge.
The winner?
I mean the governor.
Oh.
Yeah. So that kind of motivated me, and I said,
you should keep going for
mascot,
more.
you can actually be a model.
Okay.
Because I now have a kind of motivation, and that is cash.
Also, you were inspired to go into modeling full time because of the money in it. It was not passion.
The passion first, and later I got
so the
reward.
money was the
it
ginger.
was a kind of ginger.
Okay, so 3 years later, 2019.
Yes.
Mr. Tourism
And another
Congress.
friend from Abuja called me and
To
said, this is what is going on in Lagos. You can actually do this. I had to travel all the way from Owerri.
Here, and then you won. Interesting. So now, what are your tourism plans for Nigeria?
My first plan, and the one that is very, very dear to me, I need to go back to Imo State.
Oh, okay.
Yes. There is a local government, Obo local government
Okay.
in Imo State. They have this tourism center built by the former governor. He couldn't finish the project, Abadaba Lake.
Okay.
Abadaba Lake. So it's a very beautiful site.
Oh, okay.
He had this vision, but he couldn't finish it before.
So you want to finish it?
I want to go and partner with the current governor because he's my friend.
The governor is your friend?
Yes.
Oh, I can see this parallel thing has really gotten you in high places.
So I need to go back to him and still remind him, say, boss,
this-
you still need to complete this.
This,
And
okay.
I believe it will bring more refunds to
But
the
beyond,
state
I mean,
government.
this is Mr. Tourism Nigeria, so it goes beyond your state.
Yes,
So now you
but
need
I need to start from my state
yes,
first.
of course you're starting from your state, but now for people, that's for people to get to know Imo. But for the other parts of Nigeria that you should have plans to highlight, because the whole essence of tourism is to make us know the parts of the country that we should visit. So what are your plans for outside Imo State?
Okay, my plans basically is to partner with every NGO and the government of every state just to refurbish tourism in Nigeria.
Okay.
Basically.
But on the lower level now with youths,
Yeah.
now how, you know, youths, and we're in the social media age, and there's so much you can do with social media if you take the right techniques. So what is your plan in involved? Because the government is like a higher level, but now the youths like to be involved. We just need to find the right way to bring them in. So how are you as a youth now going to find ways to bring the youths involved in pushing tourism, like promoting tourism, tourist sites in different places, even like this river, this lake that you spoke about?
Yeah.
How are you going to make youths more involved in this process?
Okay. You know, the youths everywhere in the world, they like fun.
They like fun.
They sure do.
First thing first, get them engaged with entertainment, any aspect they are good in. But I would like to focus on music because I know a lot, both business-wise and everything
Okay.
about music.
So do you have
I can
tourist
encourage
concerts?
them. Yes, encourage them. Go to the studio, promote your songs, and put up a concert
All right.
in any state I want.
I'm loving that. And so I also noted that you had some really great costumes. You talked about costumes earlier, getting the costumes.
Yeah.
And you looked very good in those costumes, I have to say.
She said that like 4 times.
Promoting, you know, the young people wearing more cultural looks. You know, everybody's going Western now. Even we here in the studio, everybody's going Western. Have you ever thought about that?
Yes,
fashion-wise?
yes. I've thought about that because I believe it's only the youth that can talk to a youth.
Okay.
And give the youth reasons not to wear jeans and swag it up and all those things. And say, guy, go back to your roots. You actually will look more beautiful in senators and Ishiago. Yoruba attire and Hausa attire.
That's
look
also a
good.
business
and
move
sell it,
too. Yes.
sell it to the world and give them reason to
wear
dress like that. And make them jealous also.
Make them jealous. I like
Yes,
that.
yes.
That's a key
yes.
point.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
But we have to head into the kitchen now. We have a chef who's been hard at work decorating a cake. So let's take a stroll to the kitchen and see what she's been able to come up with. Because of the season, oh wow, look at that. Look at that. Please.
This is too fine to go to. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You actually have the voice.
You know,
Please, if you have any party this Christmas and you know that you want for Christmas, I don't have too much belly, I will do it.
Wow.
I can wear some cloth under and I will look fat. So,
Like, this is the best time for you to show us that singing skill.
loving the decoration.
It's so beautiful.
It is
The
such a
Christmas
lovely-
tree. Titi, I hope you learned how to do it because you were here for a very long time.
The way my hands were shaking just placing that little decoration. I don't know how.
This is so beautiful.
Can you tell us how we came? about this?
Yeah.
All right, so a quick rundown. We have a buttercream Christmas-themed cake here in yellow, blue, TVC colors, and red, a touch of Christmas.
Yes.
All right, so we have chocolates and red velvet cakes layered in. We filled with the buttercream icing, did the crumb coating, and then we did the final frosting. So that's just it about the cake. And put some sprinkles on it.
It almost feels
colors.
so good that we don't want to cut it.
I don't
want to cut it because we need to take some really good pictures of this. Goodness me. We have to cut some, so we give some to the guests.
Okay.
We'll cut it.
All right.
Okay.
So as Chef Oluchi is about to dig into that
going to
cake,
say cheese or something, or Merry Christmas or something.
It feels so. I don't want to cut it. I'm sorry. Okay, so she has to cut it for you to taste it.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know.
So big shout out to everyone who was a part of the show. While we're getting at this, of course, we've got the Bethesda Choir of the Blind. They're still around. They're going to be signing us out on the show. It's been a wonderful time. Thank you for being a part of the show. And
let's give this to our guest to taste. And let's see.
Okay, this is red velvet and chocolate, right? Red velvet.
Let's get him
camera to
something
together.
to taste it with.
Yes.
Go ahead.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. You had cake?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's fit fab
No
life.
time.
No time.
No time.
Okay. All right. So tell us what you think.
As in,
Look at that. Look at that.
All right.
There's some
So
amazing cake there.
She's actually good.
oh, yeah?
She's
Thank
good.
you.
Very good.
Thank you so much.
all right, so thank you for being a part of the show. Let's head over to the garden. Bethesda School of Blind is signing us out.
You know, guys, she can make you manage your bomb. As you go back, as you go back, as you go all the way. If you know, guys, she can make you manage your bomb. As you go back, as you go back, as you go all the way.
If you know guys, she can make you manage.
I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Everything what you don't find, they gotta go give you
This year, if you know guys, she can make you manage for more.
But my hand be say,
Have a Merry Christmas. Have a
Merry, 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 see my see you. To TVC, to Lagos Chance, to TVC, to Lagos Chance. Have a Merry, Merry. Yes, very quickly, we want Nigerians to know that we want pomo and chicken from them. They can always call us on 08033516572, 08033516572. God bless Nigeria!